Dyaisha Fair, 3,000 career points. How about that?
It's quite a few.
That's a big number. Huge number.
And there's only 2 active players in women's hoops. It is her and it is Caitlin Clark. Mention them in the same breath.
No doubt. And there she is, running for her life.
You just got to accept it.
Success, it sometimes get lonely. And he told me that no matter what, to just stop and, it's okay to just like pat yourself on the back and celebrate yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's where it came from, and I needed that.
There you go. There's the numbers you're talking about.
There you go. 16th woman in D1 history to hit that milestone, and only the second active, as I mentioned, with Caitlin Clark. And the best part is the end of the game when Syracuse needed their star the most. She scored 14 to 21 in that fourth quarter to get the dub.
She is a dynamic player. I'm telling you, and Syracuse has been a really good story too. Like I said, big time. And there she is. She joins us now on the program. Dyaisha, first of all, congratulations on everything you have accomplished. I know we saw the emotion from that big picture, but man, I'll tell you, you've been a joy to watch play, and it probably doesn't seem like you've been doing that big a deal, right? I mean, it's just probably cruising around, and 3,000 points gotten away, right?
Yeah.
I know better than that. I mean, listen, you've put in so much hard work to get to where you are, and your story is really remarkable. What's this journey been like for you, big picture?
It's been, something special. I've been trying to, really bask in the moment and, like I said, celebrate myself with all of the accomplishments, but realizing what I was able to do yesterday was really, really special, and is something you won't see often.
So I want to know, for you, going into that fourth quarter, your team needs you. I know you go into the game knowing you needed the 14 points. I know that's probably secondary because you care mostly about the W or the L in that column. But you go in, you score 14 of your 21 points in that fourth quarter. Where's your mind in that span when you go off like that?
I don't know. It kind of just gets clearer. Or my vision is just basically like a tunnel vision thing. You notice what the task is at hand, and you just go forth and put your foot on the gas and don't let up. I think that's my biggest or best way I could explain that. But it's once I locked in and didn't see or didn't think about anything and just played my game and did what I needed to do for my teammates and the team's success. I think that's the best thing or best way I can explain it.
And I love that shot we just showed, because in the background of that is your family. We all know your dad, who's always loud and running up and down the court. And I saw a ton of interviews from him yesterday. The microphone just so happened to find him after you hit the big milestone. Who was there in attendance that you got to celebrate that with yesterday?
My mom, my sister, my brother, my aunt, my uncle. 2 of my uncles were there. A few of my coaches and trainers growing up from back home, and a few mentors, of course, came and showed up for me, and then everybody else that was there rooting for me to reach this milestone. So it was pretty special to have all of them there.
Dyaisha, you got a $1 million smile. All right, I'm going to just tell you that, and I know you and I have never met, but when I watch you play, you look serious. Do you have a serious mindset when you play? Because I know inside there's a sense of joy of what you're doing.
Yeah, so I think that when, my coach always says, I have the keys to the Mercedes. That means, I'm controlling it. I'm controlling the car, and I control the pace of how fast we're going to go as a team. And basically, if I look frantic, then we will look frantic. If I look panicked, then, the entire team may look panicked, and I have to keep my composure, and we have to stay poised. So I do my best to always look poised, and no matter the situation. Even in that game yesterday, we went down 20, but the look in my face, or the look never changed for me.
You know what? I'd hate to play poker with you, because I wouldn't know if you had 4 aces or a 2 and a 7, a 9, or in a 6 because you just got that look like, hey, I'm here to win the game, right? Whatever it
Yeah,
takes to win, that's what we're going to do.
yeah.
I want to have you speak about your coach because Coach Leggett Jack came on a couple of weeks ago with us. She talks so highly of you, and I know a lot of people on social media got to see the speech that she gave in the locker room, giving you the hard hat yesterday after the win and after you reached that milestone. But you've been with her a long time, right? Through the recruitment process
Yeah.
and Buffalo, and then deciding to come to Syracuse with her. What has she meant to you along your basketball journey?
She's she means a lot. I know, like, there's many words that I can throw at you guys to describe what we share and what we've built. But we've come so far throughout everything. She started recruiting me when I was a sophomore in high school, and here I am in my 5th year of college. And who would have knew or who would have thought that I would have stuck beside her and she would have stuck beside me. But she did, and I did the same with her by coming here to Syracuse and playing for her again. But it's been something that, again, you don't find often. You don't find that bond with your head coach often, and it's like the one that we've created over this last, I just think, what, 7 years, 8 years, almost, is one like I'll never forget, and it's a special thing, and I always hold her, close and dear to my heart for all that she's done and is doing for me as my head coach.
As a sophomore, you say that that's when she started recruiting you. Do you remember your first or one of your first interactions with Coach? If you look back on it, you have a story.
Yeah, I remember I was at an AAU tournament in, I believe, Louisville. I think it was like the Run for the Roses or something, but I remember being in my hotel room with my grandparents, and I got this voicemail, and I didn't know like how I got the voicemail, but I listened to it, and it was her, and I think this was either my sophomore or my junior year that I got the voicemail, and she basically like expressed her thoughts and opinions on my game and how she wanted to meet me and my family, and basically she wanted to start the recruiting process with me. And I remember like listening to the voicemail, and I'm asking my grandmother like, how did she get my number? How did she get my number? Like, how is this possible? How is this possible? And then I remember the rest of the tournament, she was at every single game, and I remember telling my grandmother, I think this woman is following me. and, and from there, it's just been a heck of a ride.
It's kind of funny. You wound up following her in the end
Yeah.
of it. That's great.
By the way, do you think that your team is underrated nationally? Because you guys are balling in a really, really good league.
I think we may be the underdogs of our league right now. We reached the top 25 a week ago, so I don't think we're ultimately the underdog because they see us and we always say that we're coming, but they see us and we just have to keep working and keep doing the little things and keep putting ourselves out there, and playing for something bigger than ourselves is what we predicate what we do on a daily basis on. So I think we're seen, but in order for us to get where we want to be, we have to continue to do the little things. But of our conference, I think we are the underdogs.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we're throwing the upcoming schedule for your next 5 games against ranked teams. We say this all the time, whether you've got a number beside your name or not, you can't hide from this conference, right? I mean, you're going to play really good teams in really tough environments, and you're going to get tested. And I think right now, the way you guys are playing, especially at home, you guys are a problem for everybody. And if you can steal some on the road, man, you never know what could happen, right?
Right.
What's your favorite part about this year's basketball team and the pieces you've put together on the court?
I think my favorite part right now is we don't really care who gets the credit for anything. Like, for example, it was probably drawn up for me to probably take the last shot of yesterday's game, but I decided, to give the ball up and let our rookie, make the play, well, make the basket. But that's the biggest thing, we don't care who gets the rebound, we don't care who scores, we don't care who assists or does all the little things. We just, all have one end goal, and that is to succeed. So I think that's the biggest thing with the pieces that we have this year is that we just are all bought into the process and what it's going to take for us to win and be successful. So I think that's really the biggest thing for us, and staying together, of course, as one.
Yeah, the 3,000 points is cool, but you wound up on the assist for that winning basket. So I know the win is probably the biggest thing that came out of yesterday for you and just for the team as a whole. I did notice in the video when you got the hard hat, you were trying to give it away, and you were like, no, I don't want this. Who did you feel like you deserved the hard hat yesterday?
I was gonna try to give it to the rookie, but nah, they were trying to wet me some more, so I was trying to stop them and prevent myself from getting wet again. I tried to run, but that didn't work. So
You just got to accept it.
Yeah, we saw you running
Yeah.
through the doors. I mean, you saw what was coming. You're like, they're not going to catch me. I got my 3,000 points. I'll catch y'all later.
See ya.
Rear view mirror. Y'all can keep that water yourself. Listen, you're like I said before, you are a joy to watch play. Your team's playing really great basketball, and we appreciate you making time for us. Stay healthy, and best of luck down the stretch because schedule's going to be brutal. But you know what? You guys got yourselves right where you want to be, and that's in the thick of the race.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you,
Thank
Dyaisha.
you.
Boy, she is some.